Nevada used to only be a place where people went for vacation, but many people are actually moving to Nevada. Today, we're going to learn about this state to see why people are moving there and if it may be a good fit for you. The population of Nevada is over 3 million residents now, but over 85% of the state is actually federally owned. So the population of Nevada is concentrated in two places: Clark County, which is home to Las Vegas, and Reno's metro area. In fact, about 90% of the state's population is contained within those two areas. One of the biggest motivating factors for moving to Nevada is favorable business laws, and the state also has no personal income tax. The tourism industry brings in such a large tax revenue that citizens pay some of the lowest property taxes too. Now, sales taxes are some of the highest in America because they're taking advantage of tourist spending, primarily in Las Vegas. Now, if taxes are low, that's great, but how affordable is it here? Well, the state's median household income is about $65,000. And that's pretty good when you factor in getting to keep more of it than average. But housing costs, like most places, went from very low to about $437,000, which is a bit higher than you'd like to see, but still not a bad option with the economic opportunity here. Property crime is about 10% higher than the national average, but violent crime is actually over 30% higher than America's average. Most of us who visit there feel pretty safe on the strip, but many neighborhoods just outside of heavily trafficked areas are pretty rough. So you should be mindful of where you're choosing to live if you move to this state. Now, the interesting thing about Nevada is for a place with such low taxes, it leans liberal. In the most recent election, Biden won over 50% of the vote, and Trump was just beneath 48%. That is a closer race than it typically is. Nevada has gone blue in the last 4 presidential elections. But interestingly enough, Nevada has voted for the presidential winner all but one time since 1976. Nevada is actually one of the more ethnically diverse states in the country as well, with a population that is 50% white, 28% Hispanic, 8.5% black, just under 8% Asian, almost 1% of residents are Native American, 0.6% of residents are Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, and almost 3.5% of residents are 2 or more races. Most of the areas here that people talk about are more touristy and lack some culture, although there is some places that do have a little bit more Hispanic culture as well. Now, you'll either love or hate the climate here in Nevada. The January low in the state is 27 degrees, which is colder than a place like Oregon, while the summer high for the state averages about 96 degrees, only a few degrees different than Arizona. Now, it is a dry heat, but when it's really hot, you feel it either way. Now, the great part is you have about 50 days more sunshine than the national average, and only about 20% of the average annual rainfall, but they do get almost 2 feet of snow. Now, if you're wondering, what is there to do in the state of Nevada? I'm going to show you some popular spots that locals and tourists love. For outdoor adventurers, you can go to a park, like Great Basin National Park, Death Valley, and the Valley of Fire State Park. These places aren't as flashy as neighboring Zion, Bryce, and Yosemite National Parks, but none of these places are very far either. If you want to cool off, Lake Mead is located by the famous Hoover Dam and is a popular spot outside of Las Vegas. And Lake Tahoe is the favorite spot outside of Reno. If you've watched my channel, you probably know Lake Tahoe is one of my favorite places in the entire country. Now, Nevada is full of gambling and adult entertainment. That is what people think of here. But I think for a lot of people, the biggest reason they actually come here is the food. If you're a tourist, there are endless places to check out in Vegas, but they have established a fantastic restaurant environment outside of the strip too. Many of the world's best chefs want to be here because it is a place where you have reasonable taxes and people are coming to Nevada to spend money. One underrated thing here that I love is since Vegas has many transplants and tourists, here you will see chain restaurants that are familiar to you and amazing local places to explore too. We can't talk about Nevada without talking about Las Vegas. I did a video recently where I went into over 20 hotels on the strip and looked through the themes of the hotels. It gave me such an appreciation of all that goes into entertaining the masses here. There are budget hotels with great entertainment, places with absolutely high-end finishes and luxurious amenities, and some places that are more family friendly. If you live in Las Vegas, or even the state of Nevada, many hotels, some restaurants, and entertainment establishments will give you discounts here too. So if you like to gamble, go out for dinner, and enjoy a show, you can get some amazing deals here as a local. Nevada has two main universities, the University of Nevada, which is located in Reno, and UNLV, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. Neither of these programs are typically dominant in sports, but they have had their moments. Nevada has the Las Vegas Raiders, Golden Knights, and the WNBA World Champions, the Las Vegas Aces here. There is talk about other teams moving to Vegas here too. Vegas is great for sports. Allegiant Stadium, where the Raiders play, is a great venue too. One other thing worth mentioning is if you're thinking about retiring here, there are great retirement communities scattered throughout the state. Now, as I mentioned before, in Nevada, the population is really concentrated between Reno and Vegas. But simply visiting Fremont Street or the Strip doesn't give you a good sense of what it's like to live here. Locals will usually avoid the Strip because it's a high traffic area constantly. One of the benefits of moving here is there is so much more infrastructure around the suburbs than before. Places like Henderson, Spring Valley, Summerlin, or Paradise are popular places to live outside of Vegas. This is easily one of the most important places in the country where you'll want to live as close as you can to work. If you plan to travel to SoCal often, it's worth considering living on the south end to skip the extra traffic that can easily mount up if you have to drive around the traffic or through it. Reno is Vegas's much quieter cousin, but you still have opportunities to gamble, eat well, and have a good time here. It's a lot less flashy and a lot colder. In the summertime, you'll be grateful for that, but in the winter, you'll find it snows a lot more here in this region. While Reno may feel a bit more isolated than Vegas, it's only 2 hours from Sacramento, 4 hours from San Francisco, 6 to 8 hours from the cities of Boise, Salt Lake, LA, and Vegas. So there are some great spots within a day's drive. Reno and nearby cities have lots of unique places to check out, including mining towns, ghost towns, museums, and the mountains. Now, if you love Nevada, check out my Vegas video or one of the other videos on the screen. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.